Yes. Yeah.
I'm just helping to set a young relative up in a flat, and the way they treat young people in this country is not quite 18 yet and they're working for less than £4 an hour.
Mm.
Less than £4 an hour, and they're trying to get living accommodation somewhere.
Mm.
So we could do all that. I cheered when I saw that bit about education yesterday from Jeremy. Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
It should be free for everybody.
Yes.
I went as a late student to Bradford University. I got a grant and I didn't pay any tuition fees.
I managed to get a grant. And
Yes.
my sister was in our family. She was the youngest, and she just got a grant. Just got in.
Well, my eldest son, he went to Oxford, Chris. And we weren't the same year. I went to Bradford, he went to Oxford, and he got a grant and everything paid for. He couldn't have done it otherwise. Neither of us could.
I think right at the very beginning you started to talk about. I think you made reference to young people at the beginning of this.
Yeah, I think they've had a rotten deal. I think it's terrible.
Yeah. So what could happen to improve their lives?
They've taken away this support grant that we gave them.
Yeah.
And I thought that could, if that went up to £50 a week, you'd have made, and they got a bus pass. Oh, that's the other thing that really upsets me.
Yes.
Ken brought in the bus pass in London, and I understand they still have it for under 18s. But you see, I know walking's good for you, but if you're going to work or going to school for £4 an hour, it's just little things like a bus pass or a recognition that at 16,
it's death of 1,000 cuts, except it's taking away your dignity instead.
And this pushing it up to 18 before you get anything, it's only a way of cutting.
Yeah.
It's only a way of saying, they're a non-person almost. It's dreadful what they've done to them. Tuition fees. I remember Bucket and people arguing for tuition fees, and they do it in America. Well, they execute people in America, don't they? That we're not going to copy that. You kept getting this American thing. Oh, well, they do it in America and it works. A lot more people go to university. It's a load of rubbish. It really is. They've taken away their rights. They've taken away any kind of income. They've taken away the futures. And they're not planning for futures. It's not all about apprentices. It's about other forms of work as well. I've been looking at this idea of a basic income for everybody. I think they're trailing it in Norway, aren't they? And I know Jeremy's going to look at it now. And that would be good. And then people, because there isn't going to be the kind of work that I could do. I could go and work I've worked in a mill. I've worked all over the place. I've waited on tables. I've done all sorts of things. I've worked in an engineering shop, offices, everything. That's all gone, that choice for them.
So how does a basic income for everybody work?
Well, I'm just like everybody else examining it, and I know there's 3 countries doing it, aren't there? Norway, I don't know the other 2 are. Everybody gets a basic income that covers housing and somewhere to live.
Yeah. Switzerland was going to have rejected it. They had a referendum, didn't they? And they rejected it. Yeah.
So I don't know.
But it's been on the table and talked about, which is new and different, isn't it?
Another thing that I just remembered from the Facebook page was somebody was asking about the idea of nationalising the money supply, and whether anybody looked into that.
Yes, what a good idea. They've got to do something about tax avoidance, haven't they? They really have. It's just awful. Somebody like this young man who's setting out, he'll go up to £5.70 an hour, up to 21, and then up to minimum wage. They've no chance of ever buying anything, have they?
No.
And some people like to own their own homes. We've lived here 45 years, and it's nice when you get older you don't have a mortgage to pay. They're into rent forever, aren't they? And you're at the mercy of this benefits. That's the other thing I'd like to see. I'd like to see it called entitlements.
Right.
Because we all pay into it.
Yeah.
And this Ian Duncan Smith and the Tories got this across with the help of the Lib Dems. The skivers and
the language again, yes.
Oh, it's just awful, awful.
Whereas people who make money because they've got money, they're not skivers or shirkers. No,
it's Victorian stuff, isn't it? Kick the poor, it is,
They should be welcome for anything that does trickle down.
And we've gone along with it. It's there's no question. That bit about transporting young people really bugs me. I see them coming on and having to pay £2 something for a trip from
Yeah.
town, and
It's expensive.
It's
So
expensive.
when you've got so little anyway. It's
and it's all right saying you can walk. We used to walk when I was a kid. We had to walk. I thought we'd moved on since then, and the buses are blooming empty.
yeah.
That's the other thing. But privatisation, you see, it's good for you, isn't it? Yeah,
That's
it's
what I
good
was
for
going
you.
to say. It's
yeah.
like it's.
Yeah, it's good for you. Yeah, you've got to remember that. Yeah,
You have to have a profit.
yeah, I've got to have a profit.
You've got to have a profit. Yeah. Where does it go? Yes.
Philip Green shots.